Blog Talk Radio.
Natural is one of the top wrestlers in the Midwest. Whoa, hey, it's not the Midwest, it is the country. And I'm tired of looking on your site putting Ms. Natural. It's M-I-S-S. How stupid can you be, for one? I don't need to see my promo pic with M-S. I can't get my name right. And on top of it, every time I click on your Midwest Wrestling Revival site, it's a little Stacy the Leprechaun show. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being Lucy Mendez. You have no coverage of me. I worked for 11 years around this country. I wrestled for Harley Race. I was a 5-time WLW Women's Champion. I was trained by Ken Patera, the world's strongest man, and I was the 3-time AWA Champion. And you do not have that respect for me? I am tired of it. Next year, you said Stacey O'Brien getting the you are not going to be standing next to her, holding it for her. You are going to be holding it for me, down on your knees.
You know, and we all have our 15 minutes of fame, and I'd like to take a couple of my 15 minutes to talk about the rights and the wrongs in the world of professional wrestling.
WWE Championship.
This match is for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. The World Heavyweight Championship. In the match, and new NWA Heavyweight Champion.
We appreciate you guys coming out and taking your time to support women's wrestling in America.
The match is for the AWA World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship.
All right. As I lay out the red carpet for the pride of Minnesota, we have Miss Natural on the line.
Hey, how's it going?
That's right, and the entire opening would be when you're this good, winning is only natural. Tagline attached to my guest. She's second generation competitor, trained by arguably the single greatest world champion the business has ever had, that being Harley Race, and competed across the country against taking on all newcomers, Lucy Mendez, Devin Nicole, Stacey O'Brien, to name a few, 10-year veteran, and still busting heads. This is Miss Natural. How are you?
Almost 14-year veteran.
oh my goodness. 14 years?
Yep, started in 2000.
Oh, wow. You have been going on and still going.
Yep.
what is the push? And let's say that she's a lady because you changed your theme music. So I'm assuming there's some connection to that.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know your theme music is running right now, so I apologize. I had to let that go for a little bit.
Oh.
Because you are a lady. Isn't that correct? It's in and out of the ring, she is a dominant force.
I love that song.
That's an interesting theme song that you have there.
Yeah, actually, it was actually a rib. You know, we did it was when Les Thatcher was part of, owned HWA, Heartland Wrestling Association, and I think it was in 2003, he had a camp out there, and it turned, we did like a 5-lady battle royal, and it was Leilani Kai, Christy Ricci, Heavenly Helena, and AJ Sparks and myself. And I was a bit more vulgar and just kind of let it all out there when I was younger and everything. And we're like 2 of the girls already went out there, with their music, and then all of a sudden this music hits, and they're like, "Oh, that's your song." I'm like, "That's not my song." Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, and also I look out from the gorilla and everything. I'm looking at Heavenly Helena in the ring, pointing at me and laughing. And I'm like, you bitch. I walk out there. I'm just slowly kind of cocking my head out there while I'm walking. I'm, like, listening to the music. I just started laughing so hard. I'm like, oh, my gosh. And then ever since then, I'm like, oh, you know what? She's ribbing me on this, but you know what? I'm going to take this song and run with it.
So now it's become your actual theme. She's a Lady by Tom Jones.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a part of me. It had to have been since, like, 2003. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been using that song.
All right.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Well, it took me some time. I had to find a nice instrumental version of that so I could just play the riff and the chorus. I had to skip the lyrics for the benefit of the show. You know, I'm sure you understand. Yeah. But the point is getting across. So now let's get back to this 14 years of pain, blues, and agony within the ring that you've been doing. Because my general question with most people is that, you could probably be doing most other things in the world. So why did the professional wrestling industry come call? Well, I guess in your case it's in your blood, but we're going to have you say it anyway.
Yeah. No, it's just something that I really grew up loving, I mean, I've played sports my whole life. Ever since I was like 4, I started playing softball. I played soccer. Not a big fan of soccer. Basketball. I played hockey and everything. I mean, I'm just always been a sports person, and like I remember watching it on TV. And sorry. My body's still catching up from this weekend.
Some awake issues.
I know, yeah. It's this last weekend that really kind of wore on me, so my body's still trying to catch up from the traveling and stuff. But no, it's just something like I've always loved, and it's like one of those things when I first actually sat down and watched it, it's just like wow, just like the energy from the crowd in there, like I always say, like Hulk Hogan's energy, Ultimate Warrior, it just. Just like it's amazing how just like one person's song can hit, and the crowd comes alive, and it was just so cool, and yeah, like my dad, he did it and everything, and it was amazing. I mean, it's just like one of those great. Excuse me. I mean, it was just amazing to watch the energy, that it brought, and just and playing sports, it was just kind of a next step, when I got older.
So now, for the benefit of those that may not know, let us, go into your dad. Would you like to tell them who your father is?
It is Olympian, strongman, former, well, I can't say WWF back in the day, AWA, at Ken Patera.
Member of the Heenan family?
Yep, member of the Heenan family. Yeah. All the great
That's
stuff,
right.
Man.
That's one of the most awesome titles that you can have. He was a member of the Heenan family.
And Heenan, one of the best managers in history.
That's right. How can you not, pull that in there? So that's good stuff. So yeah. Natural goes well beyond just a nickname for you, just a moniker. It's actually pretty accurate. You were a natural kind of born athlete, naturally kind of given into the business of professional wrestling.
Yeah,
And
he actually gave me that name too. He was just like, I mean, literally when I got in there, my first day of training there, I was, they had me doing bumps and everything, and like I was just kind of doing like the basics just from watching all those years and everything. And he's like, it's kind of like a Mr. Perfect gimmick, He's like, this is what I love about him. Fuck it, you're a fucking natural. He's like, I'm going to call you Miss Natural, you know. Oh,
and it worked.
Yeah. Yep, and I just rolled with it, you know. So, I mean, yeah, I love it. I love it. So.
You should have started some natural vignettes then. You know, if it's kind of like the perfect gimmick, yeah, you should have went out there that's naturally been good at everything that you was doing. I'm just saying, you know, that would have been cool, you know, especially now. You know, you got YouTube, the world could have seen it. Oh,
right, yeah, that would have been great. Yeah, it was funny because one company that I work for here in Kansas City, Metro Pro Wrestling, I think we talked about doing like vignettes, you know, kind of like the Mr. Perfect vignettes. And I said, there's a couple sports I just cannot do. I said, like, I don't consider bowling a sport. It does take a lot of talent to do it, but like I can't even bowl like over 100, even with the bumpers. I don't have the patience for it. If I had the patience for some things, I could probably do it. But I just want to whip it down the lane. I've never.
You're gonna ruin your gimmick by admitting to that. You know that, don't you?
I know. It's horrible. I know. If I had the patience, I could probably do decent, you know. But yeah, I don't have patience.
but to say that even with the bumpers, oh my gosh.
I know. It was funny because I took my daughter with my basically my ex-in-laws and everything. We went bowling a couple weeks ago, and I was on the kids' lane with the bumpers, and the kids were kicking my butt.
Oh, well, you know, we're going to strike that from the record because I'm pretty sure any fans still listening now, like, maybe she's not that naturally good, huh?
But like I said, I don't consider bowling a sport. So it's like golf. It's like a leisurely activity. Yeah, because there's no contact there, you know.
Wow, you know.
I know there's going to be a lot of pissed out people there.
Yeah, if you were to say that in the right area, that might get you some genuine boos.
Yeah, I actually know a couple. Yeah, I know actually know a couple guys who are pro bowlers. So.
Oh yeah, see, look, you're insulting them. My goodness, and just to say, earlier this week I was looking at videos of you that the crowd was cheering you and clapping and everything, and now listen to you. This is bad guy stuff here. This is heel heat. Come on.
You missed. I know. What was it? We were just in where the heck were it? It was Trenton, Tennessee. We were at this little promotion there, TIWF. A lot of fun. The fans are great. Well, get out there and normally I'm a heel. I love being, you know, I love being the bad guy. It's just easy for me, you know. Being a good guy, it's like even harder. I can't do it's hard for me to do the high fives and whatever. But like, so like Stacey O'Brien and I are tagging against Destiny and Amber, and so we were the good guys, and I was just like, man. And then there's these kids that maybe like 10 years old. They're giving me some flack when I was on the outside of the ring, and man, I just started getting kind of irate. I'm like, man, I want to be a bad guy right now. And I mean, I was just yelling. I got put in a camel clutch, and I was looking at Destiny. I was like, I'm gonna turn heel on them. She's like, don't you do it. I ended up turning heel on them at the end of the match and everything.
Oh.
They were just getting all up in my business, you know, like getting all up in my business. So I mean, I just got down there, and yeah, it was pretty funny. Security came out to separate me from them. It was terrible. I know I have so much fun, but it's like I had to. I was just like, I told you guys I was going to do it.
Well, let's talk about the heel heat here for a second. You know, just in general, because you know, with wrestling in certain environments, you'll go to a show and you'll see the same people that you're supposed to boo signing autographs and shaking hands ahead of the show. Now, how far do you go, or do you like to go when you're trying to, get the ire of the crowd, if you will? I
mean, I don't. I try to keep. I think I swear more in the ring at my opponent than I do. I mean, I try to keep it like, PG-13, I don't.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I don't really try to get in their faces. If they get vulgar with me, then I'll get vulgar with them. Like, it was funny because I wrestled Shelly Martinez at the Gathering of the Juggalos. In was it Cave and Rock, Illinois, in August, and it was hilarious because like these guys were just calling me a fat cunt and everything like that. And I mean, I took the guy's megaphone and I grabbed it down and I said, "You're seriously calling me fat?" I said, "Have you looked in the mirror?" Even then I tried to keep it PG, and whatnot. But like if they get vulgar, I'll stuff back. But usually if it is, it's more adult crowd. But yeah, I'm used to basically like the shows that like Harley did. A lot of them are they're I shouldn't say a lot of them. All of them are family entertainment, so you really have to watch what you say. So like I still have what Harley embraces in his shows. I want. I want it to, you see kids there, you keep it like PG-13. You don't try not to say anything, too vulgar. But I mean, I'll still get in their face, like I've gone up to a kid, like I forgot what he said. It was down in Tennessee like a year and a half ago, and like he's like yelling at me. I just took my robe off, jumped right out of the ring, got in his face, and I said, "You want to say that again to me, son?" And he sat right down. Like that's what I thought, But like I said, I just try to keep it PG. Just to, because you don't need, any vulgarities really. If you can't get heat, doing PG-13, there's something wrong.
So you do enjoy your work. That is clear.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. It sounds that way. Anyway, now here's something a little bit change of pace. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw this Natural Sporting a Ref shirt at one point.
Oh,
is there going
to
be a change of position for you coming up in the future, or is that just a one-time thing? I'm sure your fans want it to be a one-time thing, but what's happening here?
Oh, definitely not. No, I'll be a ref if they want me to, but yeah, definitely. No, I got a couple good more years in me, so not going to be. I won't be changing positions in quite a few years.
Okay, now you've been doing this 14 years, so let's get to it. Are there any one or several competitors, I guess, that are left out in the field, if you will, that you haven't had the opportunity to get your hands on, that you would like to get your hands on? Are there any newcomers that's coming up that you really want to get into the ring with? Anyone that comes to mind that's currently out there?
Oh, man, one person I would love to, there's like ones that I would love to get back in the ring with. I'm kind of like, I want to help, like, when I get in the ring, I want to help the newcomers, the ones that, when I say the newcomers, I'm not just anybody who just popped in the ring, like people who actually put an effort into it, into actually wanting to learn, like Devin Nicole, up-and-comer. She put so much effort into, traveling, making sure, actually her, Harley Race has got his show in Richmond, Missouri this coming up Saturday, and her, Stacey O'Brien, and I are going to be doing a three-way for the women's, for the ladies' championship and everything this Friday. And what I like about Devin is she's got a do-or-die attitude, She is so hungry for this. She trains, and she just had her 1-year anniversary or something like that. She said on Facebook, but she has done more shows than some girls have done in the last 5-6 years and say that they're pro wrestlers, She is putting so much effort into getting herself out there and learning, from wrestling so many different girls. Darcy Dixon is one that I would love to step in the ring with.
Oh, yeah,
That's
she's a
one.
sweetheart.
Yeah, out of Resistance and everything. I think I only met her like one time. But you know what? I saw a match between her and Mickey Knuckles would be another one, too. I saw a match with her and Mickey online on a resistance show and everything. It was great, you know, the psychology and everything. Just like, it was fabulous, you know. And Lisa Marie, Victoria, that would be one I would love to. I had the pleasure of stepping in the ring with Jazz like a little over a year ago, and that was just, I can't tell you, she's by far the best worker that I've ever stepped in the ring with. She's amazing. Yeah, she's just absolutely amazing. I'm trying to think. Melanie Cruz and I, that'd be a fun one. We actually tagged together at a show in October against a couple of big old guys and everything. Had so much fun. I got my butt beat,
but you were fine.
Yeah. I gave the guy a cross body, and I was like, oh, he caught me. I'm like, that was probably the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. And then all of a sudden I just went swinging, and then I slammed right in the mat. I was just like, oh, my Lord. It's like, that was awful. Oh, man, that was painful.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And fortunately for me, I only have to imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll leave the bumps and bruises for you and your colleagues.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that guy, he was about 6'2", 250, 260. Who did that too? I was like, oh man, it was just on the verge of knocking the wind out of me. I'm like, oh my Lord, I can't even move right now.
Oh my goodness! But you're a bit of a powerhouse yourself. I think there's some video of you working out in the gym there. Like, my goodness, look at the guns on that lady.
Yeah, they're a little bit smaller these days. Catch me in my youth. It was yeah.
Oh, stop! You make it sound like you back in the day.
Oh, back in the day, yeah. See, I'm already that old to where I can say that, you know, back in the day.
Oh, come on. You're not pushing 70 here, geez.
I know, I'm still pretty young. Oh, man. Yeah, no, I actually have to, I definitely have to, like, attribute a lot of my training, like, to Matt Murphy. He was one of Harley's first graduates. Him and Trevor Murdoch were actually two people that really had a lot to do with my training and everything. Bull Schmidt was in there, too. He was Trevor's tag team partner in Harley Race's World League Wrestling back in the early 2000s. And, I mean, those guys, I mean, I got my ass beat, you know. I know Trevor, like, jokes about it, saying, you know, he's like, we beat the shit out of you. He's like, but it's not like we went home and are like, man, we shouldn't have done that. He's like, nope, we knew you could take it. He's like, whenever a girl came in, he's like, why do you think we always took you in there? It's like, you were like the stepping stone, you know, like, if we wanted to show them, if you can't take this, then you can't be in the ring, you know. But, I mean, those guys, I mean, I've learned, I'm very thankful for those guys, you know, having a lot to do with my training at Harley School, you know, because they really help fine-tune, you know, the things that I do, you know.
Okay. So you basically became the proving ground for any young lady that may have been coming up.
Yeah.
If she can take it, then you should too. That's pretty much what it came.
Yeah, Heather Savage was there too. She was only there for a couple of years, but I mean, she was a little bit tinier than I was, and she took a beating too. I mean, her and I mean, we beat the crap out of each other in some of those matches back in the day, and of course, you know, you pay for it later in life. But yeah, no, it was fun. I mean, I wouldn't change it at all.
Okay. For the people that's listening to the live portion of this, if you're just tuning in, this, of course, is Miss Natural on the line, and she has made this interview a breeze. Very, despite the fact that she's clearly pushing on fumes, she's quite energetic somehow. I don't know how she's doing it and yet tired at the same time. Maybe that's just that pro wrestling training that's in you.
I know.
You answered some of this question already, but I'm going to ask just for the sake of clarity, give me one fantasy opponent. Any era, any person, WWE, WCW, independent, you name it, one fantasy opponent that Miss Natural wanted to get into the ring with.
Oh, man. Overall, I'd say, there's a couple of them, too, you know. But I know she's not really a wrestling anymore, but, Molly Holly would be a great one.
Okay.
Definitely.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I just like her style, you know. There's so many, like I said, Lisa Marie. She'd be awesome.
I don't know if that is still. I don't know if she's retired officially yet.
Yeah, I don't think
I know
she is.
She hasn't been in the ring lately, but
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, she comes
if there's a booker out there.
Yeah, I would say she's out. AAW up in Chicago that I work for. She's usually always there in attendance, and then she's usually at the SHIMMER shows too, and everything. So yeah, she's always there, you know, watching, and she's very very nice person.
Now, do you work at SHIMMER fairly frequently these days, or?
Yeah, yes. I actually worked there I started in 2008. I did 2 tapings there. And then I had to stop for a little while. And then it was October of, let me think here. What is it? 2004. October of 2012. I believe that's when I came back. So I did October 2012, then April 2013, October 2013. Yeah. So yeah, I've been there the last 3 tapings that they've done.
All right. A quick reminder for listeners out there: the live portion of this is about to cut off. We'll go to the B side in a moment. This is where all of the other portions of this interview you have to download strictly. Or you can pop onto a YouTube channel and get the full portions there. So if you're not able to hear this live, which you can't, you can get the MP3 version downloaded on iTunes. And again, go to YouTube, Redlands Pro Wrestling Network, and get the entirety of this interview and see what you may have missed. And before that's done, why don't you give your social network connections, Miss Natural, because I see that you have several followers that have gone gaga over your selfies lately. So why not add to that?
You can find me on Twitter under at MissNatural2000. That's MISS, not MS. Heather Patera, same thing under Facebook. You can type in Heather Patera. You'll find me there. And I have that's more my personal page. I really dink around a lot on Facebook. That's it, I love social media. I don't honestly I'm usually gone on the weekends, and I take a lot of just stupid pictures and everything. And So I work I got a lot of free time, believe it or not. So as busy as I can get, so I dink around a lot on Facebook and Twitter. So I'm trying to think. I'm on Instagram also under. Hold on, I gotta find it here. If it wants to, if my phone wants to agree with me while I'm trying to pop on it here.
Well, that's okay. While you're doing that, let me just say we're on the B side. So all this information that you're getting now is exclusive to the MP3 downloads, YouTube, so on and so forth. Women's Pro Wrestling Network, and iTunes. So please continue your Instagram, and they can catch you on Facebook at Heather Patera. We want to make sure that everybody can find you, see your selfies, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I have Instagram, which is under Miss Natty 13. So, I got a couple other social media things. Like I said, I'm telling you. I get bored easy. But, yeah, I pretty much like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter is what I'm on a lot. So, yeah, those are my 3 things.
All right. Well, there we have it. You can find her on either one of those, and, of course, I'm sure if you scan around YouTube enough, you can see her in action, which is what everybody really wants to see. Want to see her do some damage in the ring on somebody.
Yeah, buddy.
What is left for Miss Natural?
What's that?
What's left for you?
What's left for
Surely
me?
you must have some new goals that when you've been in any line of work for any good length of time, you have to start creating new challenges for yourself. So the question has to be asked, what challenges are you placing in front of yourself these days?
Oh, man, staying alive. Just kidding. No, I, one of my goals that I really, really, really want to do is, excuse me, I'm going to yawn again. I apologize. Oh, I know, I'm so sorry.
Energetic yet sleepy, folks. Yes, it happens.
Right. How does that work? I don't know. No, one thing that I really want to do, I really want to get into, like, a figure competition, so I'm slowly, trying to, the weekends are hard for me on my diet, but, like, during the week I do really good during my diet, try to get in the gym again. I've been kind of demotivated, so I'm trying to re-motivate myself and everything to get, that done, That's just, it's always been like a thing that I've always wanted to do, but I never took the steps to do it and everything. And just, that wrestling, I'm really happy wrestling. I love traveling and everything. And just going new places, I would love to go to Europe and actually, go wrestle over there and everything and see some friends over there too. But, yeah.
Okay. So there's a couple of things that are left on your plate, not necessarily wrestling related, but you do have certain aspirations. Good.
Yeah.
Promotion. You ever thought about doing that?
Running a promotion?
Running a promotion.
Hell no. I'm a worker bee. I'd rather, I'm just one of those where it's just such a headache and everything. And honestly, there's so many promotions out there that, I have never had a desire to deal with so many egos. I love wrestling, but we all have our egos that we have to deal with.
So you rather be an animal in the zoo, but not the zookeeper.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's fair enough. But speaking of that, since you say that, it's a lot of egos, a lot of a balancing act, and, let's tap into the benefit of your knowledge. What, in your opinion, makes a good promoter? Somebody that you want to work for?
Oh, man. I am one of those people where I take somebody by their word. And I worked with a lot of great promoters, and it's a promoter that knows, the worker's value, the one that knows, hey, we're going to hire this person because they only cost $25 to come in. Well, guess what? That person sucks. They know the quality of wrestling. They know wrestling. They know, well, hey, yeah, that guy can't work. It just. I take a lot of people by their word. And,
okay.
Like I said, I've worked with a lot of great promoters, like David Sabick from Heavy On Wrestling in Minnesota, Ed Hellier from Steel Domain Wrestling, he's in Minnesota. Oh, I'm trying to think here. Kevin Gill is the one who put together the ICP, the Gathering of Juggalos. Those guys are just so amazingly nice, and they're just awesome. The ones that I don't like are the crooks, the ones that are just trying to I mean, there was a show last year in Tennessee that I did not go because he broke our deal. You know, he was gonna cut my pay almost in half and then not pay for a hotel room, which the original agreement was my pay and hotel room. And then I found out from a friend, and I tried calling him, and he would not answer. And he thought I was going to do like a 9-hour road trip for basically like $75. You know, it's just like, who the heck, you know? And it's just like, why would you even think that I would drive, you know, like 16, 18, whatever hours for that, you know? I mean, and this guy, he wasn't even going to tell me until I got there and everything. And I was just like, he broke the deal. I didn't show up. That's the first show I've ever no-showed. But I basically look at that. He did not tell me, you know, he broke the deal. And, I mean, it was just shady. I don't like promoters like that. I don't work for promoters like that. And, yeah, it's horrible.
Okay.
Just honesty.
Well,
I always say honesty and integrity go a long way.
All right. So let that be a lesson to those promoters that may be listening to you speak right now. Honesty and integrity. Those are the things that she's looking for when you are seeking to hire Miss Natural. And I'm sure she will tell you that she's worth every penny.
Of course. I'll put everything into it.
That's right. Worth every cent. If you don't believe it, just ask. Oh, there you go. And finally, contacts for your, well, I won't say finally, but contacts for the promoters. We know that the fans can catch you through there. Can the promoters catch you through your Facebook and Instagram and so on and so forth as well?
Yes. Yeah, they can catch me on, my Facebook page. I pretty much only answer, I don't do private emails with fans anymore because they get a little too creepy. But, no, I pretty much only answer promoters on my Facebook page in the email, or else they can catch me on my private email, which is under my About section. But it's MISS_natural2000@yahoo.com. Anybody can email me there. I'll answer. But yeah,
as long as you're not asking nothing weird.
What's that?
As long as you're not asking anything weird.
Exactly. I don't answer that, and pretty much if anybody tries to be a creeper on there, I will post you so that the Facebook world can belittle you, because I think it's rude when people. I do. I don't care if you're a wrestler or a fan. I said I do not discriminate. I'm a jerk like that. I'm very business orientated. I'm not here to pick up anybody.
I don't know if I would consider that a jerk, because I see that more and more often out of the ladies on there. It's like it's come to a point that you just have to put people on blast so that they know. I can't tell you the amount of times when I've gotten the chance to see somebody say, "Hey, come on, why don't you go over here and let's do such and such?" So I'm like, all right, well, wow.
Yeah.
Just put him out there.
There's some weird stuff that gets sent to female workers, man. It's probably the funniest, when we, if you're on an all-girls show and you just hear the stories and you're just like, holy crap. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I said that, and it's the most hilarious things. I had one fan email me about he wanted, I do massage therapy. That's one of my things I've done for years, and he was just like, he started getting creepy, but I'm very, very, very professional with massage therapy because of the rap that it has, and I'm a licensed professional too. I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize my license, and he's just he's like, I'll give you a massage if you give me a massage, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm sure your fiance would love that. Just I was like, what the hell is wrong with you people? It's I don't know. It's the funniest stuff, and I just become such a jerk, and I have fun with it though, being a jerk to these people that get like that. So.
I'm sure I could do an entire show or DVD if I had at least 3 or 4 of you female workers together to share your stories. I'm sure that y'all could probably put a lot of people out on blast, and I've probably hurt a lot of feelings. I may have to do that one day. That might be entertaining.
Oh, yeah, it'd probably be the most funniest thing ever. You'd be like, no, they did that, yeah. It makes me giggle.
So let it be said, I see. So let it be said that if you're listening to this and you're on the Facebook, please show some restraint. Whatever's running around in your head, you don't have to act on it. It's not necessary. It's not a bar. It's not a pickup place. So let them do what they're doing. And odds are doing that is not going to get you the result that you're looking for anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like I tell people, I said, I think it's so funny because like I was, it was just something about like the MWR, they do like the sexiest female, and I'm like, I'll post something. I'm like, I was like, whatever. And I just tell people, I was like, I'm an athlete first and foremost. I love to play sports. I said, sadly, wrestling has to do with looks, but I consider myself an athlete before I even consider myself, I can't even think right now. I'm so dang tired.
Athlete before a sex symbol.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I said my goal is I would rather have a better wrestling match, than anything, and to tell the story and everything, than to look pretty out there and, look like WWE divas.
That might be insulting, but anyway.
There's a few that can wrestle on there, but like Natty Neidhart, of course, I'm going to put her over. She's
they're
phenomenal.
Not allowed. I think a lot of them actually have talent because they're forced into it. They just don't get a chance to show it. But that's the WWE for you. But we will close on this note. We will end on the note that even though that she doesn't go out to the ring with the effort to try to look a certain way, it comes to you naturally. And with that, we call this a night. I want to thank you for your time and your efforts. I know this was a little bit late, but I appreciate you coming in. You've been a fun interview, and hopefully get a chance to speak to you again.
That sounds great. Thanks for having me. Next time I'll make sure I get more sleep.
Don't worry, you've been fantastic. You have been fantastic, and I do appreciate it. To everyone everyone that's listening to this, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to go to blogtalkradio.com/The Wrestling Show, youtube.com/Women's Pro Wrestling Network, and download this MP3 on iTunes. Thank you for listening, and for my guest, Miss Natural, good night.
Have a good night, man. Thank you.
All right.
I am the Diva Beater. I am Miss Duval. This is Sienna Duval, and you're tuned into Women's Pro Wrestling Network. You don't want to miss this. Check them out on iTunes and YouTube.